6 people are said to have mysteriously disappeared in Taita Taveta County in the last 1 month. Now, families of the persons want the county government to assist in investigations on their whereabouts.
It has been 1 month, 2 days since this family last saw their son. The father, Mohammed Noor, says he disappeared while on his way home from tendering the family's cattle. Not too far from this home, we meet another family in the same dilemma. These children tell us that their father has never returned home for a month now. The last time they saw him, he had gone to fetch charcoal in the forest. More families in this area do not have a clue of where their family members are. The disappearance of their fathers and sons have now left them desolate.
Kijana yangu ni binadamu. Naweza kuingia makosa. Na maya kushika ni serikali. Na serikali iko mahakamani, iko sheria. Hata kama anabeba bunduki, hata kama anabeba pembe, hata kama anaingia makosa, iko sheria.
They tell us that even after reporting to police at the Voi, Taru and Makinon police stations, nothing has come to fruition. According to a police officer at one of the stations who sought anonymity, the missing persons were allegedly arrested by KWS officers. However, information on their whereabouts remains scanty. Affected families are now appealing to the government to speed up investigations on the whereabouts of their relatives. Betty Kyalo, KTN.
The Cardinal John Njue has urged Kenyans to remain courageous at a time when the nation is facing many security challenges. The Cardinal was speaking today as he blessed the Sacrament Catholic Church in Buruburu as he presided over the groundbreaking ceremony of the Thomas Bach Nursery School. He also urged Kenyans to place high value on education.
There are challenges, but remember, there is no challenge which is bigger than you. Mine is to encourage you as we celebrate, continue celebrating this central solemnity in our faith, in our Christian life and so on. I'm telling you, take courage. Be not afraid. Even the Lord told us, be not afraid, I am with you always.
Still on security and some measures that had been taken previously, and now Chemusai Member of Parliament says that the government made a mistake in banning night travel. Elijah Lagat says businessmen who had purchased their public service vehicles through bank loans are now facing financial crisis. The MP argues that the night travel ban is not the best solution for curbing road accidents and insecurity.
Serikali wafuate mambo ya michuki loss. Na magari wawachwe watembee usiku na mchana. Kama watu wanaona ni ngumu kwa sababu ya driver ambaye anaweza choka, mtu ya gari anaweza achiri madriver wawili wafanye kazi usiku na mchana ndio kazi iweze kuendelea. Na hiyo ndio mimi napinga. Nataka serikali warekebishe na waweze kuona ya kwamba watu wamewajiwa uhuru ya kufanya biashara.
Efforts to improve maternal and child health in Nyamira County have been stepped up.
A campaign to encourage expectant women to deliver in hospitals kicked off in a bid to boost the numbers of skilled care deliverers, with figures showing that nearly half of the local women still deliver at home.
Now, this is despite the fact that Nyamira has over 122 health facilities that are easily accessible. Speaking after visiting Nyamira District Hospital, the wife to Nyamira County Governor Naomi Nyagarama said she had mobilized other women leaders to sensitize locals on why they must deliver at health facilities.
We want to reduce maternal deaths and infant deaths. And also there is, according to the research of Nyamira, there is high rates of HIV infections. I was surprised the other day I was told it's increasing instead of reducing. So if mothers can give, if they can deliver in the hospital, we can reduce the infections of HIV. Because when you give birth at home, there is high chances of infecting your kids. And there are so many mothers who lose their wives, their fathers who lose their wives, they lose their children, they lose their mothers and their sisters.
It is Easter. We'd like to bring to your attention matters of health right now, and I'm joined by Ashwin Kotodia, who's the man behind Europa Healthcare Group. Now, this is a group that has been recognized internationally for its quality service. Europa is a pharmaceutical company, if you like. Ashwin, karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
You have a lot of awards, on your shelf, but the most outstanding is the one for quality. Tell me about that.
Yes. Europa Healthcare Group was the first pharmaceutical company in Kenya to be awarded ISO certification from QS, an international organization based in Europe. After that, last month, Europa was selected out of 30 other companies to be awarded the global trophy for quality by an organization known as World Trade organization.
Right, you're obviously coming from a rich background of quality and such like values, but operating in the Kenyan market where the market is flooded with counterfeits, how do you ensure that the space within which you operate in is safe from that?
Well, quality is very important for us, and quality is a continuous process for us.
Right.
So we try to improve the quality on everything.
Right.
In Europa, we got a mantra which says, we don't compromise on quality, not on your life.
Right.
So we take quality very seriously. I personally go and visit all the manufacturing plants from which places we actually import all the pharmaceutical products and satisfy that they follow all the guidelines, WHO, whether it's Pharmacy and Poisons Board guidelines, or any international body guidelines, that they produce products which are of quality, which we can subscribe or prescribe to on families.
Right.
So we are very particular about the quality, and that's the most important part of it, particularly when you talk about chronic segment.
Right.
We specialize in chronic segment, whether it is heart patients, diabetic, cancer, renal transplant, where somebody has to take the medicine for the rest of their life. So it's very important that the quality is paramount.
Talking about chronic segments, and chronic diseases are some of the most expensive. Now, you're operating in a market where a lot of us are living on less than $2 a day.
Absolutely.
How do you fashion your products to ensure that this market, which is predominantly poor, can still access the best of quality of drugs?
Well, like I said, we try and look for companies which can produce goods at a reasonable price.
Right. So you're talking about
products.
partnerships.
Again, it's partnership with some of the largest company in the world. Like we represent from India a company called Pharmaceutical, which is the largest pharmaceutical company in India now.
Right.
We also represent a number of European companies which produce pharmaceutical products for us at a very reasonable price.
Right. You've mentioned India. What is this that India keeps getting it right and Africa cannot in regards to manufacturing? Because what you do is you import drugs. You're a huge pharmaceutical, but you import drugs. We don't see a lot of manufacturing coming from the African space.
Well, I think it's largely economy of scale. India is such a huge country with so many pharmaceutical companies there that when they produce for over 1 billion people, the cost is more effective for them.
Right, but we're fairly big if you look at Africa as a unit.
Africa as a whole, of course, but I think it's also the technology side of things.
Okay.
A lot of Indian companies are very much into pharmaceuticals. In fact, if you look at a lot of European companies now, they import their generics from India now.
Right.
Under license they're produced in India.
Right.
Because they make it at such a cost-effective way.
Right.
It's like India has now become, if you like, the manufacturing plant for pharmaceuticals for the rest of the world.
Right. When we put our focus on the chronic segment, which of course is your area of speciality, what's the future in regards to the pharmaceutical space in Africa in regards to offering this particular service for that special group of people?
I think what's happening now is that a lot of people before, for example, if you talk about renal transplant, people did not have a choice. They had to go to South Africa, go to India, or go to Europe for treatment. Right. Now Kenya offers that renal transplant, and we provide medication to make sure that the transplant is not rejected.
Right.
So same thing with oncology. A lot of oncology centers are being set up now in Kenya. So patients don't have to go outside to India or South Africa or Europe like they used to go before.
Right.
So all those facilities are now coming to Kenya. And what's more important, I think, is that Kenya has become the center for East Africa. So we got very good facilities here now in Nairobi. And you see people coming from Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Sudan. Rather than going abroad, they're now coming to Kenya for the treatment. So Kenya has become a hub for medicine here and health treatment in East and Central Africa now.
Right. As we wind up, talk to us about Europa. What audio books look like? What's your target for the next few years in this market?
Well, we are one of the fourth or fifth largest pharmaceutical distributor in Kenya now. And our next challenge is to move into the regional market. And I think in the next 2 or 3 years, we should be doing that.
Right. So we should be watching out for expansion, especially in this space.
Oh, absolutely.
If there was one specific thing that could be done to change affordability of quality drugs in Kenya, what would that be?
I think it's the economy of scale. I think as you see that more people are now getting lifestyle diseases. So as they're getting lifestyle diseases, the population is now becoming more aware of medication.
Right.
And I think as a result of that, you will find that more people are now manufacturing specialized drugs, which they were not doing before.
Right.
So Kenya still not started manufacturing specialized drugs yet, but I think eventually a time will come when they'll start doing that. New technologies are coming up, nanotechnology, giving transdermal patches, so the medicine can be given to a cancer patient, which will last for a week as a pain control. So those things are now happening.
So the silver bullet is economies of scale for the African market.
Absolutely. So if you look at Africa as a whole, then it's a very, very good market for any pharmaceutical company.
All right. Time is up. Ashwin Kotodia, thank you very much for bringing us and informing us more about Europa Healthcare. And then congratulations on your award.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Some good news now. Jeffrey Wekesa Simiyu, a resident of Bungoma County, will remember this Easter for the good reasons. Simiyu won a brand new motorcycle courtesy of the Standard Group Radio Maisha Roadshow.
It was an opportunity for the Western Kenya Radio Maisha fans to interact with their favorite radio presenters, and here's what happened.
An excited, expectant crowd waiting patiently. This time, Standard Group's Radio Maisha came to reach out to the fans in Western and North Rift. Western being synonymous with Boda Bodas, Radio Maisha held a one-of-a-kind bicycle race, and the winner was awarded handsomely. This Easter will be one memorable one for Geoffrey Wekesa Simiyu, a 24-year-old Boda Boda bicycle rider who now owns a brand new motorcycle after emerging the winner of the Boda Boda racing competition in Bungoma town. Simiyu bet 34 other contestants, bagging the overall prize that also included goodies from other sponsors of the roadshow.
Saizi nimetoka unlock, nimekuja digital, sainda kwa pikipiki yenyewe. Radio Maisha, sisi sana hapo tunasikiza Radio Maisha imekuja ni mgeni lakini nashika sana vipindi yake, salamu iko mbele.
Simiyu will now put aside his bicycle and enjoy a quicker and more reliable means to earn a living.
Radio Maisha naona inajali kabisa wananchi wa kawaida. Naishukuru kabisa.
Radio Maisha's head of radio, Tom Japani, assured the people that this is just the beginning of many interactions.
Na waahidi kitu kimoja, mwezi Mei tunaleta frequency nyingine ambapo ni wiki 3 tu tutapata frequency mpya kutoka Webuye ambayo itakava Western Province yote, yani kwa mapana na makubwa. Mtakuwa mnaisikiliza Radio Maisha yani clear kabisa.
Alright, so wacha kujua wamefika upande gani wale watu wote wa boda boda.
It was also a unique opportunity for fans to interact with renowned radio presenters like Emmanuel Mashumbe, James Chanji, popularly known as Manu Emanuela, and Mshamba Zebedayo. Naiga Otieno, KTN.
It's quite an upgrade from bicycle to a motorcycle. Well, it still have the cycle in it, but it's an upgrade still.
The point here is, do look out for the trailer which says Radio Maisha, the Standard Group, because you could be the winner of a motorcycle, or who knows, something else that they could be offering, and great entertainment.
Right. I have facts that are not really useful, but
it's time for your Did You Know facts. Dun, dun,
Thank you. Drum rolls. Did you know the term Easter is derived from an Old English word, Easter, or Eastore? I don't know what that means.
So how is that helpful?
Exactly my point.
So the only thing you've said to me is that Easter is derived from an English word, Easter.
It's
wow.
It's a fact you don't need to know.
Okay, here's a fact you might not need to know but might be more interesting than Tunya's. There is a movie called The Program, and what happens in that movie is there's a scene where football players lay in the middle of the highway to prove that they have nerves of steel, and the vehicles literally avoid them. So in real life, some idiots decided to copy this stunt, and of course, the vehicles ran over each and every single one of them.
And they died?
I don't know if they died, but the point here is don't copy what they do in movies. It's going to kill you. Do you have another one?
This would be a good place to end the bulletin. My name is Bodi Tuja.
No, I have one more. Did you know fact? New York City had to recall pencils with a message too cool to do drugs because the kids would sharpen them and then they would say cool to do drugs and then eventually they would say do drugs. That's useful.
And eventually they would say drugs. If you keep sharpening.
You're so clever. And eventually there'd be no pencil.
Let us know how you'll be celebrating this Easter Monday. The handle you know is at KTN Newsdesk. And there is actually one respondent. We almost locked her out. Becky Mbaisi, who wrote on our Twitter handle. And she says, the business news on Newsdesk is on point, learning so much about affordable health. Becky Mbaisi, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching. And remember to stay tuned to KTN this evening. Jicho Pevu coming your way at 7 o'clock. And the Inside Story Part 2 coming your way at 9 o'clock. If you missed the first two parts of both Jicho Pevu and Inside Story, it's on our YouTube page, YouTube.com/KTN Kenya.
It's called Dugudwa.
I won't even try.
Uchaguzi.
And the English one is 50+1. Have a good Easter Monday. God bless. See you tomorrow.